Hey y'all, I'm Sade.
And I'm Matt.
And welcome back to The Shack. Today we're going to be reviewing Velma episodes 4 and 5. I was not a fan.
Episode 4 is about Velma has to make a list of the top pretty girls. They find out that the killer who's cutting off people's heads is going after only attractive girls. So they elect Velma, who's supposed to be like the ugliest girl in the school or whatever, to make a list of who the prettiest girls in the school are, so they can have a suspect for who the killer's gonna go. Not a suspect, but so they can have an idea of who the killer's gonna go for next.
And assign them a police detail.
Dumbest
So
episode idea ever. Second, the episode number 5 is about Velma has they're having a band sleepover. They enact a curfew in the city to try to keep the murders down, and at the same day that they enacted a curfew, Velma's supposed to have a band sleepover, but they cancel it. Velma decides to have it at her house anyway. So that's what episode 5 is about.
Yeah, and overall it was still very terrible. Like he said, the plot of them was just super juvenile and wasn't at all moving forward the overall plot of the entire show, which is supposed to be Velma solving the mystery of her mother's murder. We have yet to receive another actual significant hint or clue that has moved along that plot at all. In fact, she barely talks about it, just kind of mentions it here and there, and spends most of the time talking about, I'm just this amazing mystery hunter and I'm gonna solve this murder, but has yet to actually make any attempts towards solving her mother's murder. So for me, overall, the show, I don't know, it doesn't have a very significant storyline, and what they're portraying the storyline to be is pretty terrible. Honestly, Daphne is ending up being the best character, even though Velma has hyped herself up the whole time, because Daphne has been attempting to solve the mystery of who her birth parents are the entire show, and she's the only one making wave on doing that.
Yeah, and she's the only one actually doing stuff. Daphne, Velma is finding clue here, clue there, but she's just so scatterbrained and so I don't know,
all over the place.
She's dumb. She finds a clue and just disregards it, and then and then goes about her life throwing parties and sleepovers and whatever, and then she'll find another clue and it's just disregard, you know what I'm saying? But Daphne actually is trying to figure out who her birth parents are. She finds a clue. She is tracking it down. She's in her car, driving to the place.
Yeah.
She's actually doing the work to try to solve the case. Velma's not doing anything.
No, in fact, Daphne is probably the most likable character. For example, Daphne seeks out Velma's help with finding her birth parents, and Velma just keeps blowing her off, and so Daphne just goes forward with the clues on her own. I mean, she's annoyed, she's hurt, but she still follows the clues and actually is going out and seeking out her birth parents. For Velma, she's in the exact same situation, but with this character Norville, who basically doesn't want to help her anymore, and she wants to have his help. And
Norville
instead
has
of
a
her
girlfriend now, so he's I'm not chasing Daphne. I'm not chasing Velma anymore.
Yeah, I'm gonna be with my girlfriend, and instead of her just being okay, fine, I'll just pursue these leads by my own, she then spends the entire time trying to get Norville
to manipulate Norville into doing what she wants.
Yes, so she's just becoming more and more of an unlikable character. Like he said, she spent the entire time trying to be manipulative to Norville, blowing off Daphne.
That's episode 5 we're talking about.
Yeah, that's episode 5. That's when she kind of starts doing that. And she just becomes more and more unlikable, and the show is just painful to watch. It's just not a good
episode
show.
4 is bad too. The list, the cheerleaders list and the hot girls list is horrible, because it just shows how shallow the writers of this show are and the characters in this show are. It's bad. It's bad. I mean, they shit on all sides of people in all of the episodes of this show. They shit on attractive people, unattractive people, men, women.
Yeah.
You name it. Any and every minority group.
Yeah.
Gay people, straight people. The show has no good side. There's not one person or one demographic in this show that is I ain't even gonna say demographic. There's not one person on the show that's just looked at as righteous and doing right.
Yeah, no, at all. And
there are no heroes in the show whatsoever. It's just all shitty people being shitty to each other. and trying to kind of get their own agenda done. You know? Daphne's doing her own thing. She's trying to get her own thing done. Norville's doing his own thing. He's trying to get his own shit done. Velma's doing her own thing. She's trying to get her own shit done. It's like everybody in the show is super self-centered, like to the highest fucking degree. And they only work together when it's a manipulative situation or when they have to. Like, I need you for this so I can get that. And then you need me for this so you can get that. That's the only time you see them like doing stuff together, which is not at all what Scooby-Doo or Velma or like any of these characters were about. The whole character, all the characters are like totally different now. You know what I'm saying? And different sometimes is good, but this is a travesty. This is terrible.
It is so bad.
Terrible.
There's not one good thing.
All the righteous characters from Scooby-Doo and turned them basically into self-centered, horny, drug-addicted criminals. That's what they all are, like, basically.
For no reason. I don't even understand how this show...
And the story's terrible.
Yeah, it is.
So you, like, it would be good if, let's say you did all that and the story was good, then I could forgive it. But the story is fucking terrible. And you just ruined all of the characters that already were built up from 30 years ago. Like, why?
Exactly. Like, you already had a solid, like, storyline. It worked. People liked it. It was Scooby-Doo. Like you said, a group of people who come from different walks of life from a high school perspective. And they come together and they solve these mysteries and they get it done, and they each had their own original great qualities, and it worked. Like, they had so many Scooby-Doo spin-offs. They had Scooby-Doo movies that were unanimated, and everything worked. And it's like you took that and you just like destroyed it, and it just makes no sense. And I can't think of a reason why. Like, this already worked. And this was working so well, and you create this other spinoff that's just completely, just vastly different. Every character is vastly different. You don't even have Scooby-Doo in there. Lord knows why you don't, but you don't.
And that's another thing too. The more I watch this, the more in my mind I think to myself, who approved not having Scooby-Doo in this?
Seriously.
Who said... That's like having Iron Man without Iron Man in it.
No, literally.
It's like, what the who approved that?
Literally.
That is the dumbest. And okay, like we have a review coming up of the Addams Family series, Wendy, I think it's called.
Wednesday.
And I watched Wednesday all the way through, and I thought it was great. But Wednesday is also kind of, it's basically the same thing as Velma. They took one character from the Addams Family, and they made a whole series about that one character. But Wednesday is done exactly how you're supposed to do it. They didn't change all of the characters and make them ridiculous. Of course, they recast because all those other characters are old. But like, it's very ordinal. It sticks to the same storyline. All your favorite characters are there how you remember them. I mean, they don't look the same because they're different actors, but they're all there how you remember them, and it works. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to see the Addams Family without the Addams Family. I don't want to see Scooby-Doo without Scooby-Doo. I don't want to see freaking Iron Man without Iron. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Why would you like? It just doesn't make sense to do that. And if you have to change. And this is the final conclusion. We're not going to review any more episodes because this shit is fucking a travesty. But this is my final conclusion. If you have to change that much about each individual character, you got to change the characters. Not only you changing the characters, you're changing their backstories.
Yeah. How
they even became the characters. There's no Scooby-Doo van. There's no you've changed so much about this. It's like, and you took Scooby-Doo out. So it's like, why would you not just make a whole new thing that's not related to Scooby-Doo at all, and then push that out?
Exactly.
Like, this could have been called anything else, and
exactly,
and it would have been cheaper because you have to pay for the Scooby-Doo IP. I'm sure, like, they're not just letting anybody make Scooby-Doos. You know what I'm saying? So why even do that? I would just make your own fucking cartoon with your own new characters, because these are new characters. These are not the characters from Scooby-Doo, and then put that out. Instead of having people having Scooby-Doo fans tune into this, thinking they're going to see something similar, and it's totally new characters, totally new backstory, no Scooby-Doo, no storyline, no mysteries. Like, that's crazy too. No Scooby-Doo and no mysteries. That's crazy.
Exactly. It's overall, it's just terrible. Like you said, all the characters are different. There's only, I mean, Velma, Daphne, and Fred all keep their name, but they're vastly
It's only
different characters.
the name.
I wanted to pause here also and add that they changed Shaggy to Norville and made him a black character. As a black person myself, we did not ask for that. We did not want that. We loved Shaggy just the way he was. And here's some other people talking about it.
We were just talking about like, black mermaids and who gives a fuck, but like the black internet collectively said, you didn't need to do that. You didn't need to change Shaggy. Like, no, seriously, like I've seen nothing but like it just not right. It don't feel right.
Yeah, that's one of the white boys that gets constantly invited to the hacienda and the cookout.
Everyone loves Shaggy. Shaggy's chill. Everyone loves Shaggy exactly the way he is. Don't fuck with Norval. You weren't helping anyone there. Like you didn't change Fred. You could have changed Fred. Who gives a fuck about Fred?
You should have gave us Fred. You should have gave us Fred.
Yeah, give us Fred. Give us Fred.
A nigga and an ascot. That's you should have gave us that.
There's some other movie characters where the race swap, it actually works. And it actually does bring a little bit of inclusivity to films and movie roles that were not inclusive before. But this is not one of those. Shaggy had already been invited to the cookout on numerous occasions. So we was cool with White Shaggy. We knew him.
Exactly. Shaggy doesn't even have the same name. All the characters are just vastly different. So if you were a Scooby fan and you had a favorite character, they're gone, or they're a completely different person. It's just not a good watch. I don't recommend it. I guess we should do our rating. 1 out of 10. I would give it a complete 0.
I'm gonna give it a complete 0 as well. And this will be a first for the channel because, for one, it's a TV series. Out of 5 episodes, you would think they got something with a good score. They got 5 zeros.
Yeah, they didn't get anything right. I feel like it's just, there's not a
5
positive.
episodes, 5 zeros.
Yep. So do not watch this, but keep watching our channel, and we will see you guys next time. I'm Sade.
I'm Mac.
And we're out.